Welcome back to Cozy Couch Contingencies, the podcast where BCBAs grab a blanket, put their feet up, and talk about behavior.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Krista, and today we're breaking down a big question that every BCBA has been asked at least once. What even is ABA?
Applied behavior analysis. We throw the term around all the time, but outside of our field, it can sound mysterious, technical, or even a little intimidating.
So today, we'll explain what ABA is, how it relates to your everyday life, and then we will talk to two awesome guests who use ABA principles and don't even know it. One you will find behind the bar, and the other in a vet clinic.
Because behavior isn't just something we study in therapy rooms. It's happening at happy hour and during nail trims too. Stay tuned.
All right, so what is ABA? Applied Behavior Analysis. It is the science of human behavior and understanding why we do what we do.
At its core, ABA looks at the relationship between behavior and the environment. So what happens right before the behavior, what the observable behavior is, and what happens immediately after. That's the ABCs, antecedent, behavior, and consequence.
But here's the thing. ABA is not just for BCBAs. It's everywhere. If you've ever trained a dog or bartended, you have been part of a behavioral contingency.
Exactly. It's the reinforcement, punishment, shaping, prompting. It's all the invisible stuff we do every day.
Yes, and there's actually a book that I loved when I was studying.
Tell me more.
I will. It's the best. I was actually telling Melissa about it last week, I think.
Yes.
We were chatting, and we came up with the idea for this episode because it's called The ABA Visual Language by Makoto Shibutani, and I am so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. But you can buy his book. You can follow him on Instagram, TikTok. Just check him out. No, this is not a paid advertisement. We are absolutely not there yet. We are not getting any type of deal with this, but it is just a great resource. That's part of what we were trying to do is share resources. So everyone check it out. It's a great book if you want to learn ABA in a fun way. Kind of talks about, as we were just stating, the ABCs, kind of breaks it down for you. There's little comics. Overall, great book, great resource. Check it out.
Oh, I love a good visual. Thank you for sharing that resource. Oh, it makes my heart happy. This is what our podcast is all about, guys. Learning new things, talking about hard topics, and sharing resources that will benefit everyone because we all need a good one. You never know what you're going to need. So after a quick break, we will bring in our first guest, Shaylin. She will tell us a little bit about her job, and we're going to break down how she uses ABA every day. Stay tuned. Welcome, Shaylin. Thank you for joining us today on our Cozy Couch.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. It is pretty comfortable on this couch, I must say.
So, Shaylin, you're a vet tech.
Yes,
Why don't you give us a little day in the life in 30 seconds?
30 seconds will be hard, but I'll summarize it as best I can.
All right.
So I'm in the ER/ICU department with my facility, so advocating for patient care, hospitalization, trying to combat aggressive behaviors in animals can be difficult and challenging. But that's why recently I got certified in fear-free practicing, so we do things as quote-unquote fear-free as possible, so really making them as comfortable as we can with minimal restraint and really just getting down to their level and making them as comfortable as possible.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thanks.
So did you're using basically ABA every day?
No, my thought is just animals all the time, so I don't know, it's nice to hear that something different is applying in my world.
Yes, and it's really ABA in action, to be honest with you.
Okay.
When you gradually introduce clippers, for instance, to an animal that, like you said, is fearful, you reward them for their calm behavior, and that's shaping.
That's interesting, yeah.
And when you pair those clippers with some peanut butter or some delicious cheese and reward that calm behavior, that's using positive reinforcement.
That's really cool.
Not to mention differential reinforcement.
Yeah.
So you're reinforcing the calm behaviors, and then you're not reinforcing those squirming behaviors.
Interesting. So I guess my next question would be, since I apply this to animals, I guess would owners be involved at any point? Would that be a thing? Is that silly to ask?
You sure do use this with the owners. So you build those relationships and trust with the animals and owners, taking care of both. You basically, guiding them through it all. This is what we call pairing.
That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that was a guide in a way.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
And then when the owners start following your directions, that means you have instructional control with them.
That's so interesting. I would have literally never thought of any of this that way.
Right?
That's so cool.
It's exactly right. It's whether it's a vet clinic or a bar, like our next guest, behavior science is happening everywhere. Thank you for sharing your job and with us and letting us put you on ABA spin.
Thanks for having me, everyone.
Thanks, Shayla.
Appreciate it.
Right. Well, our next guest is Phoenix. Phoenix, welcome to the Cozy Couch.
Hi guys.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Definitely cozier than being behind the bar.
Okay, so my first question is, what does your day-to-day look like in 30 seconds?
Ooh, day to day. Organize the bar, set it up, make drinks, get the people in and out, make my tips, close, clean, do it again the next day.
Oh, gosh.
I love that. Wow. Did you know that you've actually been using ABA in your bar?
No, I didn't know I was using ABA in my bar. I thought I was just, making the people happy, getting their money.
Getting those tips.
Tips are great. Well, that's ABA right there. Tips are basically that variable ratio reinforcement. The more friendly behaviors you show, the more likely they're going to, or you remember somebody's order too, the more likely you're getting to reinforce them.
Yeah, and when the customers wave their money in the air, they're like, hey, come here, and you ignore them, that's an extinction burst. Because they'll eventually stop.
Exactly. And shaping happens often too there. Customers who often are shy get reinforced for small interactions and eventually become those regulars who chat with you all night.
So my bar is just one big behavior experiment.
Pretty much.
Good to know.
Just sum it up lightly.
Wow, I love that.
So thanks for sharing all this stuff about your bar. We don't get to see this kind of thing. We're stuck, doing our things too. So it's nice to have a different perspective.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
me.
So we just wanted to say thank you to both of our guests. They both are very good friends, and we appreciate that they let us help dissect their jobs a little today and related ABA to real life, which was kind of cool. But let's break it down a little bit more before we finish. So our bartender talked about tips, and that's a variable schedule of reinforcement. It's also the same principle as slot machines. So you don't know when you're going to win, you don't know how much you'll win, and it's an unpredictable rate of reinforcement.
And we heard about extinction bursts. So when customers wave that money or yell after not getting served right away. Wild.
Seriously. And then with our vet tech, she helped us kind of learn a little bit about shaping and how we can use it in the real world. Gradually teaching a dog to tolerate those nail clippers, reinforcing each small step.
And pairing clippers with peanut butter. That's positive reinforcement and conditioning. Making something scary into something safe and even enjoyable.
So, whether it's in the kennel or behind the bar, the same principles we use in our therapy is what's being used in real life.
And that's the big takeaway. ABA isn't just data collection and treatment plans. It's reinforcement, shaping, extinction, prompting, happening in real life all around us, every day.
So, again, thank you. And just know behavior happens all day, every day. Which in turn means that ABA happens all day, every day, and we just don't realize it.
That's the magic of ABA, guys. It gives us a lens to look at behavior in a different way. Once you notice contingencies, you can't unsee them.
Nope. So, thank you to our guests. We were able to kind of mix science and real life today, which was fun.
Next week, join us for another new episode, Blankets, Bursts, and Behavior Change. We'll unpack how extinction has evolved and what it really means.
Yes, so until then, stay cozy, stay curious, and stay compassionate. And cheers to Cozy Couch Contingencies.